So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to come and join us for our professional development. Chris is here to help in the chat. If you have any questions and I don't see your question, she will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Please just type them in there. The recording will be uploaded into our professional development Canvas course, so you will be able to go back and rewatch it if you need to. And there will also be a post-assessment for you to do as well. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to talk briefly about effectively using videos in the virtual classroom. I know that we always like to enhance our students' learning using a variety of methods, and so this is one method that we can use to enhance our lessons that we're teaching throughout the year. So a question that we need to ask ourselves: what do I want my students to learn from the videos being shown in class? So maybe if we just think about, why do we want to show videos? What are the reasons behind those? We need to consider a few things before we show videos. We want to know, is this something that we could teach our students ourselves? What value are they going to gain from watching this video clip? What do you want them to learn? And how are you going to assess what they learn? So we want to make sure that the videos are adding something to the lessons, that they are helping our students to gain even more information, or even supporting the information that they've already learned from us teaching to them. Purposes for using video. We can use videos to build background knowledge. Students learn best when we take into consideration the multiple modalities. We know that not everybody learns the same. We have students that are more visual or more auditory, and so by reaching all of the different modalities using multiple streams and multiple instructional strategies, we can help them enhance their learning and help them build that wealth of knowledge that we want them to have. So having them to read or draw, listening, viewing things, etc., are great ways to help enhance our lessons. Videos can also be used to enrich the content being taught. Video clips can help students to visualize what we're teaching them, what we want them to learn. It can help them visualize a person, a place, an event, anything like that to help bring that to life for them. We can deepen their learning. Brief video clips, usually under 7 minutes, can help to reinforce what is being learned. These provide a short break for our students during the instructional period. And I'll give you an example of enriching the content. Shelly Fisher, the other department chair, she would pull video clips into her English classes, and she would have Robert Frost, for example, she had him reading one of his poems. She's not going to be able to do that for the students. She can't read like he read. So she would have those video clips for the students to be able to hear what the author of the poem actually sounded like. So those types of things in those instances, video clips are extremely important because it gives the students a look into the life of a poem, the life of a poet who wrote a poem. Tips for using videos: we want to make sure that we're selective. We want short video clips that have a dynamic effect on the lesson. We want to make sure that we are clear on the purpose for showing the video. We want to set a goal. Provide the students with a goal to keep them accountable and attentive. Pause the video. We want to make sure that we are giving students the time that they need to reflect on what they have watched. And then turn on closed captioning. This allows the students to hear and read along as they watch the clip. I have some phases. So I broke up the video watching into 3 different phases. So this is phase 1. Providing questions to the students or prompts will help them to focus in on what you want them to really pay attention to in the video clip. What are some things in the video clip that you deem as important? So in order for you to do that, you need to watch the video clip before you show it to your students. Make sure that it is telling them or teaching them what you want them to learn. Pick out the things in the video clip that you want them to really pay attention to. Have those questions, those prompts available for them. You can list them out in the chat box, and you can also list them out maybe as a page in Canvas so that the students have access to them. You can even do it as an assignment and allow them to type in to the assignment the answers to those questions or to those prompts as they're watching the video. Or you could have them drop them in the chat box in Zoom as well. Phase 2, as you are watching the video with the class, you want to stop the video to point out the important parts. Ask yourself what parts of this will be useful to the student's learning goal. Model the engagement that you want your students to have with the video. If you are engaged in the video, the students are more likely to be engaged and attentive in the video as well. And then phase 3. Once the video has ended, there are several different ways that you can bring the students together to have them debrief. So you can use breakout rooms, put students in small groups in the breakout rooms, allow them to have a prompt in there that they are discussing with the other students. They can come back to the class and share their prompt and their answers, what their group came up with the other students in the class. You can assign groups of students a prompt in Canvas. So instead of assigning it to everyone, you would assign it to specific students, and that way those students would have just that specific prompt to answer, and they could submit their answers to you. Or if you're using Google Docs, you can share a Google Doc with a certain group of students and allow them to type, brainstorm, answer their prompts, and be able to share their ideas on that Google Doc and then come back to you or to the class with their ideas and their thoughts as well. So in conclusion, video clips should be somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes in length. I would say no more than 10 minutes at a max. You want to make sure that you are using the video clips to enhance your lesson, not to teach a new concept. Provide those prompts to the students to keep them engaged and attentive throughout the video. Model the engagement that you want with the video clip. Pause during the video and then debrief with your students. So what I want to do is just open it up. I know this was a very short PD. I just want to open it up and just ask, how many of you, you can put it in chat, how many of you actually use videos to enhance your lessons throughout the year? Okay, we have some that do on occasion. Okay, absolutely. So I'm one, I love to have short video clips in my lessons. I have done that throughout working in brick and mortar and being a virtual teacher with proximity. One thing that I would do if my schools had access to BrainPop, for example, Tim and Moby, the kids love them. So we would watch that, we would pause it, I would go through it, be it my science classes or my math classes that I taught. And then I would use the quizzes there, and I would snip the questions and put them into Canvas as a quiz for my students. And you can also have them do graphic organizers. They could make a vocabulary game with it. It does add variety. Yes, a different voice adds variety. I like it. It does change the dynamic. So these are all situations and reasons that you can use it to kind of break up your lesson and give them something different to watch. The problem that we come into is when videos are 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the whole entire class period. I don't know about you, but I remember when I was in school, We would have teachers who would show videos. We'd have our head on the desk about asleep. So we don't want our students to be like that. We want them to be engaged. We want them to be attentive. How else do you use videos in the classroom? How about videos with songs? Do y'all ever have videos with songs in the classroom to teach your students, maybe like a rap that goes along with the content that's being taught? Mm-hmm. Yes, vocabulary. I love vocabulary too. Cultural lessons. Yep, nationalities. Yes.
Oh, I love Sir George Jordan. He's funny.
He's funny. That's awesome. Yes. So even letting them watch a video clip that has a song in it, that's another way to enhance the lessons that you have. Yep. Very good. I love all of these that are coming into the chat. Very good. Yeah, film analysis, those are always great. We had a teacher this year who, an English teacher who was teaching Shakespeare, and she was live feeding into the class I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was the theater that's in England. They were doing the Shakespeare play and they were acting it out, and she was letting the students actually watch that. And so that was very, very cool. So math class, vocabulary has a lot of great songs for math. BrainPop has great songs for math. Those are the main two that I would use. And vocabulary and BrainPop, both of them have the quizzes after to keep them engaged. But I'm sure, yeah, vocabulary and BrainPop, those are my main go-tos. And most schools have subscriptions to those. Not all of them, but most of them do. So always ask your TA, does the school have a vocabulary subscription that you will give me your login to? My TAs would give me their logins so that I could use them in my classes with the students. Math Antics, that's a great one too. So you can see that these are very important. It's a very important strategy and a very important instructional tool that we can use. You know, videos do bring to life a lot of things that we might not necessarily be able to bring to life for our students. And it does give them a break from just the everyday, you know, same process that we go through. So use the video clips, but just make sure that you're being strategic about how you're using them, why you're using them, and just make sure that it's not just a filler in the classroom. Make sure that it has a purpose. We want to make sure that everything we do has a purpose and that our students understand what that purpose is. Yeah, a media-rich environment. I agree. I think that that songs, video clips, you know, anything to do to bring the lessons to life are great pieces in a classroom. Just make sure, like I said, that it's not just a filler. It's not just something that you're doing to fill time. Make sure that it's something that the students that you can assess. You want to assess their learning. You want to be able to assess what they've learned through the video. You want to make sure that you have those higher order thinking questions for them. Ask the questions, the guided questions, the focused questions. What are you wanting them to learn? Because they need to know the purpose. And so we need to make sure that we have all of those things for the videos here. And you know, we approve videos. We do have the list that is that's already approved, that has all the videos that are already approved. And then if your video is not on that list, then you just send it to us. I know one of our science teachers, she pulls videos of virtual labs being done. And so one of the ones that I had to watch and approve was extracting DNA from a strawberry. And that was very cool. The people in the video were acting like they were detectives, and, you know, they were having to find the DNA. And, you know, it was a very neat video that she wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, but somebody has already done it, and that's fine. We could definitely use those virtual labs that are already done. Miranda, I will send out the link to the approved video list again for y'all to have that.
One of the questions is, where do I find the approved video list? I believe that anybody can look up anything they want to use, and then you ask a lead teacher or someone higher up to look at it and approve it. Of course, you know, you want to try to eliminate things like certain commercials and things that might show up if you're on YouTube or whatever, but you have the run of the internet to look at things and find something you like. So there isn't an approved list per se. It works the other way around. You find it, we approve it.
Yes. And then a lot of times we will, I know like the Amoeba Sisters for science, like that's just a blanket approval. Like you can use any of the Amoeba Sisters videos that they have, and a lot of our science teachers do use that. So a lot of the things that, you know, like the Khan Academy videos, you know, you can use those. You don't have to send those to us, that type of thing. But yeah, for sure, anything that you find that you need to use or would like to use in the classroom, send it over to us. We'll get it approved for you. And what Chris said about the ads, you do be careful. Whenever I've shown something off of YouTube, I always have it played through the ads before I ever share it to the students. You want to make sure that all of those ads are gone, have it full screen so that you don't have anything popping up on the side. You want to have it full screen. Make sure that there's no, you know, ad that's playing before the video, because a lot of times you'll have that 1 minute and then your video will start playing. Make sure that you have that already done and out of the way, and then share your screen with the students for them to only see the video that you want them to see. And remember too, when we're talking about being selective, there might be parts of something that you don't necessarily want the students to see. You can always snip just the section that you need from the video to show them. So you might have something in English that might have, you know, some of the English books from way back when, they have language that we might not necessarily want our students to hear, and you might be able to find something on YouTube where it's being read. You can just show them the part of the book being read that you want them to see. You don't have to show them all of it. It can just be a snippet out of, you know, that section, just to give them an idea of what's going on. So, you know, just be selective. Remember that we are teaching students, we are showing things to students, so we want to make sure that their educational value come from whatever it is that we're showing. Any other questions?
No, just a comment from the administrative point of view. When your lead teachers go in and look at your classes, sometimes some teachers have been playing videos that are too long. You really want to keep it very condensed and useful. As I said in the chat box, I have never used the videos, not since working for Proximity. And you gave me a little something to try. So I'm going to, my little thing to play with this week is to make myself, record myself using a green screen and a video on the side of it. So I'm going to try to show you guys another way to use a green screen. So look for that and I'll send it out to everybody. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I might use Senior Jordan. So, but just remember, like Shauna says, to keep it targeted. You want to target it, have it up to 7 minutes, unless it's something like a lab and it's going to go 10 minutes or so. But you want to stop in between and you want to ask questions. Okay, so you just don't play the whole thing and just let them fall asleep like Shauna said we used to in school. Not that I ever did that. But okay, so that was great, Shauna. Thanks so much.
Thank y'all. Does anybody have any more questions? Yeah, Paula, I completely agree. 5 minutes, usually more like 1 to 3. They just need something to just give them, you know, an insight into what, you know, what you're teaching. It doesn't have to be long to be able to do that. And really brief video clips, no more than about 7 minutes, I would say is going to be the max that we're really looking for. 10 at the most, at the very most. And that would be that you were stopping maybe every 2 minutes or 3 minutes to ask questions, engage them in what they've just, you know, looked at and what they've watched, and, you know, assess their learning throughout the video, get them to really expand their thinking. So, okay, Lynn, yeah, we can definitely help you with editing a video or pulling out just the parts that you need. That's not a problem at all. Well, guys, that's it. This was just a very short, brief professional development, just to kind of, you know, go over what expectations we were looking for as far as video clips were being used in the classroom, just to give you something to think about, to make sure that, you know, everybody is up to date with the procedures for effectively using them. So yes, we will send you the information on how to edit the videos. We will do that.
Okay.
Yes, online group discussion, that's a great activity to do. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it. If y'all need anything, please reach out to us and let us know. And otherwise, y'all have a fantastic afternoon, okay?
Talk to y'all soon.
Bye. Thank y'all for joining. Bye, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank y'all. Thanks, guys. Thank y'all for joining. Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye. See ya.